Hey, this is DecoyNoise, and today, me and you are going to break down another Am I the Antagonist thread that is, am I the antagonist for saying my mom is a lot more beautiful and successful than my stepmom? So as always, read the story, we take it over to Decoy Court where we judge OP. I'll read over some of those top comments and those controversial comments. Then I'll read your comments down below and we'll figure out the best comment within the first 4 hours or day or so and just make somebody pin to the top and give them the Decoy coin that will be worth something at some point in time. But I mean, let's go ahead and get to the post right now. So OP writes, my stepmom has always been a very insecure person. Same with my dad. He married way out of his league, but his own insecurity drove my mom away. My mom is now married to a really nice guy she met at work. My mom is a very well-respected professor and really beautiful. I mean, she is my mom, so I'm biased, but she gets a lot of compliments. We do yoga and work out together, so she does work hard at keeping her fitness. While I was at my dad's, I overheard my stepmom making fun of my mom for apparently getting all dressed up trying to win back my dad, and she also said a few unkind words about my mom. My dad was kind of laughing. Granted, this was their private conversation, but I heard it and got mad. I walked into the kitchen and said it's not my mom's fault my stepmom was ugly as F and that she was working a crappy job. God. And that there was no way my mom would try to get back with my dad, and I may or may not have called them a gremlin-looking couple, which I agree was harsh. My stepmom ended up crying and locking herself in her room. My dad was mad too, but he just begged me not to tell my mom what I heard. I haven't told my mom yet, but I've been ignoring my stepmom, and she's been hiding in her room a lot. Am I the antagonist? So as always, I take the case over to Decoy Court where I give you my knee-jerk reaction. This may be subject to change as we go through the story, but I mean, we could just jump into this right now saying, like, you know, Exhibit A is very clear that she doesn't like her stepmom. She says real mom's at a real dad's league and she's biased towards the real mom's side, and that's okay. But, you know, stepmom obviously is very intimidated by real mom. She's using this bad talk as like a coping mechanism to try to reassure herself. Like, does it make her a bad person for doing it? Yes, but I'm guessing it's kind of involuntary for her to be thinking this way. And I can only imagine, like, if myself was dating a girl and her ex-boyfriend's, like, her baby daddy is, like, you know, Keanu Reeves or something, like, I understand, like, the feeling that, you know, the ex-wife, no, stepmom is saying, oh yeah, ex-wife could come back any day and steal you away from me. So it's probably something that she's just constantly faced with, and the idea that she wants to constantly reassure herself and try to get, like, you know, real dad's reaffirmation just to cope with the situation, like, that just seems like what's going on here. Now, Exhibit B being OP just going nuclear on stepmom, just the idea that, like, you know, no one will blame her for it. She's defending her real mom that she's obviously very fond of. Is it messed up? Yeah, but it's like if someone was like kicking your cat and you just ran up and kicked that person, like, no one's gonna blame you. Yes, kicking someone is wrong, but contextually it can be the right thing. So, you know, as we're just judging OP and only OP, I'm gonna go ahead and say not the antagonist. What do we always say on this channel? Don't start none, won't be none. And that's exactly what's happening right here. It's like, you know, I would hope that no one would run up on me and say, like, you know, shout my deepest insecurities to my face, but I would kind of have it coming if I was just projecting those insecurities on their loved ones. So as always, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. You kind of decide right now. Pause the video, take a short break, let me know, earn yourself that Decoy coin before we go to those top comments and those controversial comments, and before we deliberate a little bit more and see, like, who the true antagonist is, because oftentimes I change my mind by reading these comments, and sometimes I change my mind reading your comments. But let's go ahead and look at the top comment, which is, everyone sucks here. You can call your stepmom on being unnecessarily nasty without being unnecessarily nasty back, which is probably true. Like, oh, I guess we're judging not who's right, who's wrong, who's justified, who's not justified. I'm kind of forgetting my own rules. It's, you know, were you being meaner than you needed to be? Were you being an antagonist when you could have just been the bigger person, which I'm not a big fan of, but you know what? You're right, though. Like, that's the thing is, yeah, I probably have to change my original Decoy Court judgment on the first top comment, because everyone does kind of suck here. That is the situation where it's, she probably could have handled this in a better way, and she didn't. So yeah, probably everyone sucks here. So the very first comment made me change my mind. And the next top comment is, or the reply to that was, without defending anyone, I understand the reaction. I've overheard my once dad's girlfriend talk crap about my mom. I heard it once, never again. Maybe because I went VVVLC with my dad and no contact with her, or very, very, very low contact with my dad and no contact with her after the incident. Maybe because I exploded at her for disrespecting someone who didn't do anything to her and who doesn't even know her. So yeah, the nasty answer was probably unnecessary, but in this situation, it's understandable to not sugarcoat what you have to say, at least what he said in person, not behind her back the way she did. which is true. She's just defending her mom's honor because it was said within proximity to her. Maybe they didn't want to hear it, but she did, so you can't take that back. And like I said, I'm flip-flopping. I'm going back, and not the antagonist. You're the antagonist. Maybe I'm going back again, but let's go ahead and read the next top comment, which is, I kind of think every person in this sucks. Your stepmom sucks for making you fun of your mom. Your dad sucks for not shutting this down. And you suck for how you view your father. This whole league thing, sucker anyway. Also, you've been harsh and just immature about your stepmom, so congrats, everyone sucks here. And I guess that's true, the idea that the whole, you guys look like a gremlin couple, that was going too far, because not only are you dissing your mom, your stepmom, you're dissing your real dad because he's out of the picture. Obviously, you enjoy your real mom's company more than your stepdad. I mean, than your real dad, but at the end of the day, he's your freaking real dad. Like, at some point in time, he was good enough to get your mother because maybe he had other qualities. Maybe if he looks like a gremlin and was still able to get your, like, what you're kind of portray as this highly educated, model-esque real mom, he has good qualities at some level. So, I mean, like, that's pretty messed up that you're doing that. But then OP comes back and says, I do feel bad for how I view my father, but he acted like such a clown before the divorce and after. He was engaged to my stepmom when he made a scene at my mom's house, asking her to take him back. Even I saw how insecure he was when I was only 13 and they got divorced. Okay, see, here's good, valuable extra information. The idea that, yes, she doesn't respect the dad. She thinks the dad looks like he's insecure, looks like a gremlin, married out of his league and all that stuff. But just the idea that it's like, yeah, he's engaged to the stepmom and then makes a scene saying, take me back, take me back. Yeah, he's kind of a piece of crap, you know what I mean? Like, the idea that, yes, you want to have the whole family situation better, and, you know, it's good that he wants to make it work with real mom and on behalf of the daughter. But the idea that he was engaged to somebody else and then said, hey, take me back. I don't care about screwing over this other woman who was in love with me that wants to get married with me. If I have a chance with real mom, I'm gonna take it. That's a crappy thing to do. So I get why she looks down on him so hard, because not only does he not respect stepmom, he doesn't respect real mom by letting stepmom walk all over him. And it just seems like this kind of, you know, you hate to pass strong judgments on someone not knowing the whole situation, because my opinion of him changed so drastically in one small paragraph. But the idea is, you kind of understand why OP doesn't respect or doesn't want anything to do with either one of them. But let's go ahead and read a reply over here. Well, this could be a reason why she is so insecure. Does your dad maybe give her the feeling that she is only second to your mom? So maybe she could have taken a hit that could have hit a sensitive spot. It's not okay for your stepmother to talk about her this way, but I find it, first of all, pretty sad that a grown woman seems to have put her competitor down to feel better. She doesn't seem very happy. I mean, if he worries more that you could tell her mom about the conversation instead that now his wife is heartbroken and crying in her room, I think that you overreacted. Which is true, the idea, like, I agree with everything here, saying that it probably is very apparent to stepmom that real dad holds real mom in such high regard. That's why she's feeling so insecure, and that's why he kind of lets this play out the way that it does. It's like probably hitting a sensitive spot. So it just kind of seems like a lot of this is derived from real dad, his insecurities and his indecisiveness, or whatever this whole situation is going on over there. But, you know, I don't blame stepmom for being the way she is, because it's an involuntary action for her to be jealous. But, you know, doesn't make them less of an antagonist because it's involuntary action. But let's go ahead and read the next top reply, which is, not the antagonist. It is really classless of your dad and his wife to ridicule your mom when there is any chance of you overhearing. I hope you live with your mom because your dad doesn't sound like a healthy environment. Which is hard. People talk trash. That's what it is about being married. Having a long-term relationship is like, you know, you interact with other people and you talk trash about other people. Like, you and that person together are now a team. You're interested in making others. So you're going to talk trash about people. It's only natural. The idea that it's like, oh, it's not a healthy environment that they talk trash about other people. That's what you do. It's not the right thing. But it's like, you know, sometimes your monologue is, your mental monologue becomes shared with your significant other because you share everything with them. So I mean, I don't think that's not a healthy environment. I think it would be an unhealthy environment if stepmom had all these feelings and just repressed all the feelings and never wanted to share it with her husband because how it would look. No, you share stuff. So let's go ahead and read one more top reply, which is, everyone sucks here, but I get it. Just call them out on their BS without being nasty next time. And that's true. It's just like, everyone sucks. That's how it is. But, you know, you understand it. Like the cat kicking analogy. Like, if someone was kicking Cheddar, I can go over there and kick that person in the face for kicking my cat. And it's like, yes, you never want to kick someone in the face, but in the context, it's the right thing to do. And right here, in the context of this, where they were trashing her real mom, who she really respects, it was the right thing to do. What was she supposed to do? Be like, oh yeah, I don't respect my dad because he doesn't stand up for my mom. So by not respecting my dad, I'm also going to disrespect my mom by sitting there just like dad, being like spineless jellyfish and not stepping up for real mom. I get why that's coming from, where that's coming from. But like I say, top comments are for perspective, which was enough for me to change my mind. But let's go ahead and read those controversial comments, because sometimes those are the real gems. So the top controversial comment was, "You sound vain and as if the conventional beauty is the only thing that matters in judging people. Your stepmom sounds awful and just generally like an antagonist. Everyone sucks here." And that's true. The idea that, you know, OP does sound kind of vain, but, you know, just because that's what she puts value on doesn't mean her, you know, innately a bad person. She can be very into image and very into fitness and all that, and, you know, have some sort of resentment towards stepmom not being like real mom. That's what she values. Okay, does that make you a bad person? Maybe, maybe not, but just the idea that, you know, you have to respect somebody, their values, and if it wants to be something that's vain, let them be vain or whatever, as long as they're not projecting that on other people. Like, she didn't just, for no damn reason, came in and saw like, oh yeah, my mom does yoga and fitness with me, and I came downstairs and saw stepmom eating a Twix bar, and I started to blow up on her. You look like a gremlin, blah, blah, blah. Then she'd be the antagonist, but not the idea that, you know, she was just defending her mom. Like, just because she's a little vain doesn't mean that it's like a terrible person. She only acted on when provoked. But let's go ahead and read the next reply to that, which is, "It isn't just conventional beauty. Her mother is professionally more successful as well. She obviously treats OP better than her father and stepmom. What is wrong if she feels that stepmom is comparatively a loser?" Which is true. It's all around. She doesn't like it, and she could be biased. It's whatever. It's like, you know, stepmoms usually and stepparents usually get kind of flack for just no matter what it is. If stepmom was just as attractive and just as professionally successful, she probably would have reacted the same way. Well, you don't got as good a job as mom, and you're not as good at yoga as mom is, and blah, blah, blah. No matter what the case, what the reality was, she was still going to perceive it the same way because she just doesn't like the person. But let's go ahead and read the next controversial reply, which is, "Everyone sucks here. They were low, but you went lower." That's just true, but don't start none, won't be none. And the reply is, "OP definitely didn't go lower. How can you judge OP didn't tell us what stepmom said?" Which we kind of heard a little bit of what stepmom said. And the next reply that got downvotes, if I can click it, because sometimes it doesn't. There you go. They say, "True, not lower, just low. Too low to feel good about the exchange." Which is true, but like, that's the thing, is if me and someone get in a fist fight, none of us really feel good about the situation. Like, yeah, I totally beat that guy up. I mean, obviously some people do, but the idea is you never feel good about a fight, you know, like a physical conflict, or in this example, a verbal exchange. You don't feel good about it, but sometimes fighting is just, it's part of the game. It's part about being family. You're gonna fight, you're gonna make up, and you guys will be stronger for it. So I wouldn't judge them for not feeling good about the exchange, because that's just part of it. But let's go ahead and read the next reply, saying, "I'm going to assume you're a teenager and not be harsh, but that was unkind. They weren't talking bad about your mom in front of you. You were listening in on a conversation you weren't a part of." Which is true. I can kind of take that, you know, the idea that you don't want to be too harsh on them because it was a private conversation. You just happen to hear about it. Because they're not good about keeping private conversations private doesn't mean that they're worse people. It just means they kind of suck at like perceiving where you are at all times. So I get why that is. Then I get why that's a controversial comment, because some people agree and some people won't. But then the next reply to that was, "F off. If you overhear people talking crap about your mom, you effing address it." Which is true. Like, that's what they say. They like, well, this probably is someone that's kind of like a younger person too. They're saying like, you know, yo, I'm down to fight whenever. If I'm not supposed to hear it, I am supposed to hear you talking trash. Let's go. Like, you know, this person is just very, very, I'm gonna say hot-headed, and I am too at some level, so I get it. But let's go ahead and read the next reply. Was, "It was unkind, but sometimes unkind things need to be said." Kind of the same sentiment that I had, where it was, hey, a fight is a fight. That's why it's a fight, because we're all saying mean things to each other. So the next controversial reply was, "Not the antagonist. Also, talk to your mom. You know how many films are a whole 3 hours drama based on the fact that people didn't talk to each other when they could, or they didn't say something and it just blows up from a completely unexpected side? Don't make your life such a film." So I see why that's a controversial reply, because they're just saying like, you're being dramatic, don't be dramatic, just communicate. It sounds like they communicated. It sounds like as soon as she heard the situation, she addressed it. It would be a film if OP heard stepmom talking to stepdad and like internalized it and told their best friend, and maybe told their sister, and then told the dad and told mom and whatever. It's like, I don't like stepmom, real mom, what should I do? No. She saw it, she identified it, she went head to head with her and said, I don't like this is why you're not like that, this is what I think about you. That was it. That's not the film. That's not the drama. That's like, you know, they're talking about don't make your life your film. No, that was like a 30-second World Star clip right there. Like, there was a drama. She addressed it. It's over now. But let's go ahead and read the next controversial reply, which is, "Everyone sucks here. You're an antagonist for saying that, but one of the things I hate most is talking behind someone's back. You both suck, but your stepmom and dad suck so much more." Okay. The next one is, you're the antagonist, but you sound pretty young, so I'll give you a pass. Try to grow up a bit. Don't listen in on private conversations if you can't handle what's being said, and don't be needlessly insulting. And try getting over Odepo. I know it's Oedipius, but Odepo. I don't know how to say that one there. But don't get weird over that thing with the mother-father relationship, or daughter-mother, whatever. It's called the phallic complex is what they're talking about. But yeah, get over that weird Odepo thing you seem to have going for your mom. It's creepy. Maybe it's a girl. I'm thinking that this is a girl here. I think OP is a girl. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. The whole, and then they're also calling them out saying, don't have private conversations if you can't listen to them. It's like, I can't help if I'm sitting here in my bedroom and I hear a conversation that's supposed to be private in the next room over and I hear it, like I'm going to react to it. That's not their fault. So I get why this is a controversial reply, because yes, they were gentle and they said you're the antagonist and, don't overreact, don't stoop to their level, but it's like, it's not her fault for hearing a private conversation. And they also don't have that Oedipius complex where they're in love with their mother situation. It's like, no, they just want to defend their mom. So I'm not throwing the book at them at all. So we heard from Decoy Court. I like hearing what you guys have to say is from the Decoy Court. Maybe I do the top reply in the first 4 hours, maybe the first day. Haven't really decided that yet, but I mean, I'm open to suggestions. But as always, if you made it this far in the video, I just want to say I appreciate you hanging out with me. Subscribe down below if you haven't already with the notifications on, so we can kind of make sure you're getting all the episodes as they come out. Go to DecoyNoise.com if you'd like to become a moderator on the Discord channel when it becomes live, or give me feedback about the channel itself. If nothing else, put this on autoplay and watch the next Decoy Noise coming up next.